We are back for our second epic match of Starcraft for the week. This week we have got Stats, who is the Protoss player there, spawning in the bottom of the map, playing for KT. And I've always had a low opinion of Stats ever since he lost. The first game he was in, he lost it quite badly. And he is up against Turn, who is playing for Samsung Khan, and he is a new up-and-coming player. So it'll be interesting to see if the up-and-comer can take down the kind of seasoned veteran. Stats has been playing a bit better since his first match, but I'll never forget it. I think it was a while ago. It was, I think, Stats versus Fantasy, where Stats was ahead the whole game and ended up losing because he just kept getting vulture harassed. I mean, the map was completely mined out, but the amount of probes Stats lost to vultures was just absolutely ridiculous. So that was a great comeback by Fantasy, and Stats probably shouldn't have lost that game. But anyway, today is a new day. That match was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. I have been following the Pro League for a long time. I like, ever since the epic Boxer versus Yellow matches, where the Terran player would just 1 base, the Zerg would just 2 base, and basically Boxer could do everything just from like 1 base. They just get all the tech, and Boxer would just do some mad dropship play and do some epic stuff with his tanks. But has the game changed. A lot of players, fast expanding is definitely an option. They take their second command center very quickly. As we have the first scout coming out for, and we have Korean there covering up half their face there, so obviously not that shy. As Stats is doing the first scout there as it's going to go up the ramp. Pretty lucky there, scouting in the right direction first. Going to see the barracks getting built there. Obviously going to see that there is no cheese as the probe just comes in there for a little bit of a harass. And it's interesting, I haven't seen a probe go down for a while. It's always a big thing if your scout can take out one of the opponent's workers, but I haven't seen that done for a while. As we see some military officer there looking shy, and as a Westerner, it's just funny because in our culture, if the camera comes on you, it's like, look at me, look at me. But in their culture, if the camera comes on them, it's like, don't look at me. So I find that culturally interesting. It's good to have a broader perspective about different cultures. I think it makes you a better person. On that side note there, the cybernetics core is coming up there, and a mana pylon is going down there, trapping I think 1 SCV there, so it might not be economically worth it, but it is blocking 2 mineral patches, forcing the SCVs to go around the outside as a marine comes in to destroy that. And even if he didn't come out on top economically, it's still going to be a bit of a mental edge, just saying, "Hut, take that." It's something you didn't plan for, which might put his timing off now, but I think Stats cancelled that there, as the first factory is going up for Turn. So both players not expanding, just getting their tech down first, as the coach there looks like he's about to kiss the wall. He's probably looking at the screen, and we have Coach January there, the only female coach. So as we see Stats base there, so Cycle coming down, looks like he's going to be getting Goon range there. And first Goon coming out there, and Scout coming out there for Stats. So that probe there is going to be chased away. So he's getting a bunker down the front there, which he needs to protect his base, because there's interesting timing where you can get 5 or 6 goons there and just take out the Terran before they manage to get any tanks up. Because Terrans don't want to build that many Marines, because Marines are just terrible against anything the Protoss has to offer. So Nexus going down there for the Protoss player after he got his Dragoon out. So he's going to be expanding, and also an expansion going down for Turn. So both players doing similar thing, getting their second level of tech up, and then deciding to expand. Both players with a Goon and a Vulture out. So pretty much a mirror build with different races here. So it's going to come down to micro as the first Vulture gets past. And is he going to get up the ramp there? No, he is blocked by a probe. So Turn not getting the scout in there, well blocked, as another probe comes around the back here for a long way scout. So both players still very keen to get the scout on. Factory going down, the machine shop up, so the first tank should be out soon as the 2 goons come to put pressure on the front, and another mana pylon going down this time trapping 3 probes there behind the mineral patches. So this one looks like it's doing a good job there. And Stats just absolutely harassing Turn there, putting the pressure on as he comes to the front door as well. Going to try and take down that bunker. And it's a pretty dire situation, because if that bunker goes down, the Terran is pretty much screwed at this point of the game. Their Marines can't fight off the goons and they don't have a tank. But unfortunately, fortunately they've got the repair function there. So going to be able to repair that bunker. As the pylon finally goes down there, he lets that one come to fruition as the first tank comes out there, and once siege mode's up, those goons are going to back off. Observatory going down there, which is definitely needed for the Protoss player, because mines can be such a hassle. You can lose so much stuff to mines there. As they go in the bunker there, tanks kind of ranging the goons even without siege. There's only 2 of them, so it didn't have to worry about risk. And what is this we have? Yes, we have got 2 barrackses going down for Turn. This is absolutely crazy. This is madness. No, this is Terran! This is an absolutely crazy build. It is all in right here. Turn is gambling everything on this. Because like I said before, Marines are terrible against Protoss because Reavers counter Marines because they've got epic splash damage. Dark Templars counter Marines because they can one-hit them. High Templars counter Marines because they can just do an epic splash damage Psy Storm on them. Everything counters Marines in the Protoss army. So Turn has to get an attack going in the next 5 minutes before any of those units come out for this attack to succeed. So this is absolutely crazy there. He might scout it with the observatory, but Turn is definitely all in here with this crazy build. And I remember Up Magic doing this. I've seen Up Magic succeed with it a few times, but I've definitely seen Up Magic fail with this more than not. So an absolutely crazy build coming down here from Turn. You just never see this. And he is going to scout it. So Stats, if this is a surprise, maybe you can win if this build is a surprise, but Stats seeing that there, he should know how to counter this. He's going to need some Reavers or Dark Templars or anything with splash damage to take that out. So he's sending his goons to the front there, and Coach January's like, oh no, this is scouted, this is just not going to work there. Yes, so Reaver's coming down, and he's going to work on his Templars as well, so any of this splash damage should be able to take this out, but Turn has a very small window of time for this attack to work, so he has to attack now. He's researching at the academy, he's going to get the range or possibly stim upgrade, which you hardly ever see that being upgraded in a Terran versus Protoss. So Reavers should be coming out now, but this attack should be coming in. Yes, the attack is launching. There's 3 tanks and a heap of medic and Marines. It looks like a sizable army there. The shuttle is out. Is he going to get the Reaver out? And this is an absolute crazy attack here. As the goons come in there, the tanks are going to siege up. Marines just absorbing the hits there, and they've gone a bit too far forward, fighting on the top of the ridge there, so they're going to have the height advantage as the tanks come in. And so far, Turn is doing a good job. He's forcing the Protoss player back, but the Protoss player doesn't need to win this fight. All he needs to do is delay so he can get his tech out, because once his tech comes out, once that Reaver comes, it is going to save the day for Stats as his Marines continue to absorb the hits. But the most important thing is the tanks have not been hit while the Marines are absorbing the hits and getting healed, by the way. So finally, tanks sieging up outside the base here, and this attack has to work for Turn to win the game. If this attack fails, Turn has lost the game. So taking out his front wall there, we see the shuttle. It's probably going to come around the back there. Pylons going down as the Marines come into the front, and Reaver comes down here. What is the Reaver going to do? One shot there, and it takes out 8 Marines, and that's why this strategy is a crazy strategy. And going down there, taking some tank hits, taking some more fire, and the Reaver goes down there. It still took about 8 Marines, but should have took some tanks down. So Stats still with tanks in his expansion there, as the Marines push up the ramp there and going to get into his gateways. If they take out that pylon there, those gateways are screwed, and more Marines are just streaming in the base. The good thing about Marines is they're quick to build, and it looks like Turn might have this. He's reinforcing, his tanks are coming up the ramp. He's going to take down the gateways, and another Reaver coming out there. It just makes it into the shuttle, but it's very damaged. 5 Marines going down there. Is he going to get that Reaver? No, the Reaver's still alive there, so that Reaver is his only hope. That Reaver could outrange the tanks, and out come the Dark Templars, but they get scanned. Dark Templars going down left and right there, which is good. The Dark Templars did not make it to the Marines, as looks like the expansion's going to go down here, so I think Turn has got this. The risk might not have paid off here as the Marines come in. He's only down to 1 tank and 1 Marine, but he might have more reinforcements. There's still 3 gateways there. That Nexus, though, has not been taken down, so still a close game. I think Turn has the advantage though at the moment, but his Stats is forced to fight with his probes. Probes taking down a tank, which is something you rarely see there. But the Medic Marines just streaming in. 2 goons coming out there, but that army still looks too big for the goons there. Probes fighting, but when your probes fight, it's always desperate because they can't attack. And I didn't notice this. Stats has expanded in the far corner, so this expansion might save him, but finally his natural has been going down. He's still got units all up in his natural there as the 3 goons fight the tank and the Marines. They're trying to focus the tank there, but they're going to have to retreat back up to their base. So very exciting match here. Turn with an absolute crazy build here, but it looks like he just might pull it off as the KT people look in awe. They can't believe this is happening. And we've got some more units right in his base there. They're trying to focus down. I think they're trying to focus down the robot. No, they're just going to go for the probes, which is what he needs to do there. Tank going down there, but he doesn't care about the military. He's just going to try and focus on the probes and just trying to outproduce him. So more Marines going down. Their Stats is just holding this off. He has got 1 goon there, but more and more units are pouring in. The cool thing about Marines is that they build very quickly, and looks like he is completely out of probes, and when you're out of probes, that is GG, and there it is. So absolutely crazy game there by Turn, pulling off a crazy up magic strategy, and Stats, look at him, he's almost crying as Turn just takes this awesome victory as he high-fives his teammates. And to be honest, if you scout a Terran player doing Medic and Marines, you should know what to do to counter it. It's not a very strong build, but you've got like a small window for it to work, and Turn obviously used that small window, and Stats very disappointed in himself. Head down there, he should not have lost that game.